Hello. What we're going to run through over the next 5 minutes, I do limit myself to 5 minutes, is a comparison of a sales spreadsheet versus a CRM system like HubSpot. So I've got an example spreadsheet here. It did download from the HubSpot website. Actually, it's not a bad spreadsheet. But essentially, what we would normally do is have some way of tracking all of your sales deals, sales opportunity, whatever your terminology is, in some sort of structured manner. So I've got this running on my desktop. For some people, they might want to have it on, say, Google Sheets or the Microsoft Excel equivalent online so that you can update from your phone. But let's dive in and have a look. So essentially, we've got some deals sitting here. If we have something like, let's just change the deal name to CRM system, and then we've got a contact name of the person who we should be contacting with. Something I do love about these types of spreadsheets is that as it progresses through each main step of your sales life cycle, then we can just simply go from here and say, well, okay, well, if you can see this, but like a decision maker was brought in. So maybe we had a chat. We said, look, let's have a meeting. And now we've got a decision maker brought in that can make a decision, yes or no. Yes, we're not going to go. We're going to go ahead, or we're not going to go ahead. Then you may, if your eyes are keen, notice that the probability changed. So that means that we've got the amount that the deal is worth, and then based on the likelihood of that closing or us winning that deal, then we've got what we call a weighted forecast. So the cool thing about these is that we can have a look at, okay, well, that's how much is in our pipeline. So we've got 340,000, but based on the likelihood of that closing, we've got 198,000. So we can do like a little bit of forecasting here. So just for an extreme view, if I push them all back to contacted, so say not much has happened. We've got all these deals sitting very early in the funnel. We've got 340,000 that could possibly win, but the likelihood is 51,000. So that's I quite like that. Then we've got an expected close date. So this is so we can do some forecasting around. Okay, well, what's the likelihood what's the date that this is likely to close? What our next step is. So just a nice quick reference that we can jump in here and say, hey, well, I've got to send a quote, I've got to follow up, whatever that might be. And there's some notes. So that would be probably some things around what challenges they're currently facing, how we can help them solve those challenges, putting them to the spreadsheet. Now, back in my early days of business, this is how I ran my business. Some of the challenges to be aware of are that if, say, something is put on hold, so they do come back and they're like, oh, actually, something's happened, I've got to go overseas for 6 months, can you call me in 6 months? I've now got to somehow have that one sitting in my pipeline for 6 months, and then come back and remind myself that I've got to follow up with this person. And the other thing I found challenging was as the volume of opportunities increased, this became I was spending a lot of time on my spreadsheet trying to keep my spreadsheet up to date rather than actually just doing business. And then the other one was really getting a feel for how my pipeline works. So this is about the time where I'm going to switch into a CRM system. I'm going to show you some additional things you can do with a CRM system. Okay, this is our demo system of HubSpot. We've got a pipeline. I can just click this button and go, all right, give me more of that spreadsheet view, and I can jump in here and call what's is called a Kanban view. So things I do like about this is we can just move these around. If it jumps all the way through to here, okay, well, there's a decision maker being brought in. Then I can force the system to have me enter details into the deal. Other cool things I can do is connect it to a contact, connect it to a company. And when I do that in a system like HubSpot, it will automatically, if I tell it to synchronize any emails, any meetings that we've had, any phone calls that we've had, any tasks that we've got. So I can just click on a task here and say, hey, this is put on hold, let's contact in a few months. I can automate this, and I can do things like add notes in here. So one of the challenges with a spreadsheet is as the notes start to fill up, then the spreadsheet gets quite big. If I've got a deal that's going over, say, a 6-month, 12-month, 18-month period, and I've got a stack of notes that I've got to keep track of, a CRM system is going to give you a lot more capability to do that. Now, the thing that I do like about this is that it's given me a summary up here. We could do that out of Excel, absolutely, but the cool thing is when we get into the reporting side of it. So without getting too technical, what we can do is have a look at this thing here and time in deal stage. So what a CRM will do out of the box, it'll say, all right, well, we created this deal on January 1st, 2025, and it closed on January 10, 2025. So it was it took 10 days to close. So it automatically does that in the system. It'll also tell you how long each deal spent in each step of your pipeline. So the thing I love about that is, say we've got this where we are creating a quote or even an invoice. Say it's that, ready to create quote. I can say it sits here for 3 weeks. So say I'm quoting, I can then look at this and say, oh, do you know what? Our quoting system is way too complex. It's taking 3 weeks to send a quote. Imagine if I got that down to a day. So then I can look at my own system and go, well, are there automation tools? Are there AI? Can I simplify the process? What is it that can shorten my sales life cycle so that I can bring more deals in and close them faster? So something called, say, deal velocity, so how fast a deal goes through your sales pipeline. I can then also have all these other cool graphs, which once again I can do in a spreadsheet, but the time in deal stage, you probably can't do that in a spreadsheet. The other cool thing we can do is, out of the box, is we can then connect it to marketing channels or lead sources, whether that's face-to-face networking, your website, SEO, paid ads, whatever that might be. A CRM will typically automatically fill in these details for you, so you can automatically get a feel for how well your sales is doing and how much your marketing is supporting your sales. And something else that I love about CRM systems is task management. So yes, there are task management systems that you can stick on top of a spreadsheet to support a spreadsheet. But the thing I love about these systems is they automatically connect to either your calendar, your phone, whatever that might be. So I can just go, oh, hang on, I haven't had a chance to call this person. I'm just going to change the date here to today. And I'm going to change, I'm going to change it to one business day. Hit save, and then it'll automatically send me an email on Monday morning saying follow up with this person. So there are 3, possibly more, I've lost count now, wins that you can get from a CRM over a spreadsheet. Spreadsheet is a fantastic way to get started with a sales pipeline. What I do find is that it starts to max out, especially if you start to increase the volume or the number of deals that you're trying to look after, and a CRM just makes it so much easier. Typically these sorts of systems you'll be able to run from like your phone, so you can do it on the run. If you've had a meeting, you can just put a task in there, put some notes in. Mine, I can actually verbally give my notes on my phone and it just stores them straight in with the deal, saves me having to type. So there's some pretty cool things you can do with a CRM system. I've only just touched the surface of spreadsheet versus CRM, but hopefully that gives you a really quick look. If you are interested in setting up your own CRM system, I do have a course which I think is fantastic. Everyone who does it loves it, but essentially it shows you how to set up your first CRM system using the free version of HubSpot. And you can set it up within a day. You've got all of your sales tracking. You can take payments on there, recurring payments. You can have templates. You can build a website off the back of it, have a landing page to generate leads. You can have automated emails. You can do so much with it from the free version of HubSpot. I'll tell you how to do all of these things, and it's part of our online course. If you're interested, check the link in the description below. Otherwise, I'll see you in our next video. Thanks again for watching.